Hello everybody and welcome back, where we have a brand new sale to go over for PSVR2. 62 items are on sale, including add-ons, a DLC and full games, and there are some great choices here as this is for the Tokyo Game Show. Now before we get into this, only 25% you are sub to the channel, so please feel free to do so, and thank you to our patrons and members. They're all on screen right now and I would not be here without them. With that being said, let's dive straight in with Hitman World of Assassination. Now this was actually on the last sale, but that was the massive deluxe edition of the game. So that gave you absolutely everything, like the expansion packs for 2 and 3, but this version of the game for $23.19 is the Hitman 1, 2 and 3 campaign, and Freelancer, and you get access to the celebrity targets when they come into rotation. So it's still a massive amount of content and I really recommend it. If you're unsure whether you'd like Hitman and don't want to spend, say, like the 30 or 40 pounds that the deluxe edition usually comes down to, and that's on sale, then this is your chance. And I'd really recommend it. The Hitman Freelancer mode just came out and it's so good, giving you basically a load more replayable content, and for this price it's a right steal. Gran Turismo 7 is also on sale, but this is the digital deluxe 25th anniversary edition, giving you the game, 1.5 million credits, which is, I don't know, it's a fair bit. If you play through the weekly races that come into rotation, the single player ones every week, sometimes you can basically get the equivalent to like 1 million or close to 1 million through there, so that kind of gives you an idea of how much 1.5 mil is. It'll get you kind of kick-started, but it's not like a huge amount. You do get the special Toyota GR Yaris though, some PSN avatars and the official soundtrack. If you're on the fence about GT though, maybe you just want to wait for the normal edition to go on sale for like £30 or so. That's currently $53.99 for this edition. I'd say might be a little bit steep, but if you're into your sim racing and haven't picked it up yet, then I'd say go for it, because it is a fantastic game worth full price in its own right, and the Spec 3 update is coming out this December, adding 8 new cars, 2 new tracks, reworked tyres, a proper stat replay system, and much more. One of my favourite PSVR2 games of all time, Resident Evil 4, is £17.49. The Resi 4 remake is the peak of quality in terms of VR for me. It's just fantastic, allowing you to step into the shoes of Leon Kennedy in incredibly high fidelity throughout the entire campaign. Separate Ways is not VR supported, but the full main campaign really is enough for me, because £17.49, that is a steal. For what I want to say is the first time, Kayak VR Mirage Complete Edition is on sale for £18.89, normally around £27. Every edition of this game, including the DLC, are on sale though, so if you want the base game, it's £13.29, and then if you want just the Yucatan, it's £4.54 to add on if you've already got the base game. If you want Soca Valley, it's the same, or if you want just Soca Valley and the game, that's £17.99. There's a lot of different editions basically, but if you want absolutely everything and you're starting fresh, get the Complete Edition. That'll give you both DLCs and the base game. If you've got the base game and you want the DLCs, just go and buy them separately now. Resident Evil Village is £13.49. That is an absolute steal for, again, one of the best VR games on the platform. This was my introduction to Resi Village, was playing it in VR for the first time. I'd avoided all spoilers and it was such a great experience. I really enjoyed it. Even if you're not a horror fan, I'd recommend picking it up and giving it a go, because for this price, that is super cheap. It's not the lowest we've ever seen it at, I believe that was around £8, but this still is an absolute steal. One you should avoid in this sale is Flight Simulator Delivery 2025 VR. This is an awful flight simulator, absolute shovelware. It's a waste of £7.19. Do not buy this, there's just no point. This game literally is there just to fool people into thinking it's flight sim. But we are actually getting the real flight sim in VR next year, so that's really exciting at least. But yeah, this one, just avoid it. What you shouldn't avoid though is Ghosts of Tabor. This extraction shooter, crossplay with Quest and PC, is a real treat, especially with a squad. For £14.99 you can get into that Escape from Tarkov style loop of getting in there, getting loot, getting into firefights, hopefully surviving, and then getting out of there, saving your precious loot to store in your bunker with a bunch of different systems to upgrade while you're there. It's punishing, but it's really fun, so I'd recommend Ghosts of Tabor. For a more arcade-style shooter experience, Crossfire Sierra Squad is £16.19. This again is really fun in co-op, whether it's the Horde mode or the co-op campaign missions. Both of them will offer you incredible replay value, and also just a load of content. There's tons and tons of co-op missions to do, and I mean like 40 or something ridiculous, or even more than that. There's loads here. Put on realism mode for a real challenge, that's how I like to play the game, and play through with a friend and you'll have a great time. Tons of weapons to choose from, big set pieces, a lot of action. It is quite linear, it funnels you through hallways and makes you kind of stand in certain spots to progress, but the actual firefights feel visceral enough and it's a good time. If you're looking for some super bike riding, then Vrider SBK is £60.74. That might be the first time I've seen it on sale on PSVR2. and I'd say it's worth it at that price. There are some immersion breaking features like not having arms, but the rest of the game is pretty fantastic, and the motion controls actually work pretty well. Jump into tournaments, online races, single races, time trials, endurance, you name it, you can set it up here with your favourite superbike teams against riders who are based on their real counterparts. I'm not a superbike fan, I prefer endurance, Formula 1 and LS, that sort of thing, but if you're a fan of that, you're going to get a kick out of this game. Jurassic World Aftermath is £4.99, this is an absolute steal if you're into the Jurassic franchise. If not, it might look a little bit low budget to you, but if you're a fan of the films, it'll take you through some of the locations that you know and love, albeit at a, again, lower budget in terms of visuals. Still though, being chased by raptors in VR is a feeling that I will never forget, and I do actually have some fond memories of this one for sure. Exocars is £12.79, again another racing game on sale here, not quite on the tier of Gran Turismo, but it is a good fun arcade racer, taking you through some off-road courses with varying locations, and also online races and ghost time trials. Red Matter 1 is £9.11, I'd say maybe wait for the bundle with Red Matter 1 and 2 to be honest, but 1 is still a great game in its own right. I just think they're best experience together. It's not the longest of games, it took me like an hour and 40 minutes to get through it, but depending on how you fare with puzzles, that may alter to be a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, but even if you're not a puzzle fan, there's still a lot to appreciate here as a space enjoyer, so I'd say check that out. Trombone Champ Unflattened is £11.89 as well. I really enjoy this game, it's a great flat to VR port and one of the best rhythm games on the platform. Since Beat Saber dropped support for PSVR2, I'd say maybe support these guys instead of Beat Saber. They also have an Undertale pack, which is very cool to see. Okay, we're going to speed around through a couple now. D-Day Enhanced, £1.59. This is a World War II style shooter. Quite low poly, low budget, but I know that the Reddit and Discord communities with the game cuts do meetups in here, so if you're willing to wait for one of those, you can probably get some matches. Presentment of Death is a bow and arrow style super hot game. Again, made by a solo dev, but pretty fun. System Critical 2, another solo dev project. £1.59, it's a Mega Man style shooter. Again, lacking on the visual side for me, but the gameplay was fairly fun. But don't expect anything massive in terms of scale or scope, you'll probably have an enjoyable time. And finally, Captain Toonhead vs the Punks from Outer Space, £7.99 gets you quite a fun tower defense game that I really didn't expect to enjoy as much as I did. The art style and the writing wasn't really for me, but the gameplay was a load of fun. Anyway, that'll do us for today. Thank you so much for watching. There are more games on sale, of course, so go and take a look at the sale yourself, but those are my picks, and I hope to see you all in the next one.